Hello there, Chocolatiers. Welcome back to another video. I'm doing the same thing I've been doing every month. I feel like I'm going to keep this a trend where I discuss all the movies that I saw for each month and rank them. So let's go and get right into it. I watched 8 movies in April, and this is what I think of them in order. So coming in at number 8 is Sting for me. I think Sting is a very good movie. If you watched any of my other reviews on the channel, I don't think that April has released a bad movie. So this, just because it's down lowest, does not mean that it's like bad or anything like that. I just think that the other movies are better. But this is a nice little like sci-fi spiders type of movie. Brings you back to your childhood, like the little creepy crawlies, like getting big and eating people and stuff. Where this movie kind of defaulted for me and kind of went off rails is when the spider gets really big, they tend to just stop showing the spider, and they also tend to just kind of stop getting into the kills, because there's a awesome kill in this movie when the spider's little bitty, and I was like, well shit, I was like, when this spider gets big as hell, it's gonna go crazy. It didn't go crazy. It really didn't. Like, that's like the biggest kill of the movie, and it happens like, I want to say 40 minutes in, and then outside of that, like, everything's just kind of run of the mill, like, oh, I webbed you up and that's it. Unless I missed something. So yeah, coming in at number 7 is The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Now, actually, going back over this, I was like, why is that number 7? I thought I ranked that higher. No, I just saw more movies after that I thought was better. So Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare is the Henry Cavill movie with Jack Reacher, Alan Richardson, where they fight and kill Nazis. This movie is only ranked this low simply because of the tiny tweak of you could remove 20 minutes of this movie. This movie, it starts off so great. Second act is so great. That third act, however, just kind of slows down the pace, almost to like a halt. But outside of that, though, I thought the comedy was there. I thought the action was there. I thought this was an overall good time in theaters. You're not going to be disappointed at all. Coming in at number 6, I think, is The First Omen. So, The First Omen is the new horror movie in the Omen universe that is the prequel. That a lot of people were hating on and shitting on for a count. They're like, why do we even need a prequel? Now, my black ass thought it looked good when I saw the trailers. I said, bro, this looks scary as hell. Now, while this movie to me is not as scary, I actually think some scenes in Immaculate are actually scarier. And I'm only comparing that because it's literally 2 movies, horror movies. But outside of that, though, I think that these performances are outstanding. I really think the main girl deserves some kind of Oscar nomination. Not necessarily win it, but at least just some kind of recognition, because I feel like this movie comes out so early in the year that nobody's even going to think about this towards the end of the year, and if they do, it's going to be us horror fans. And I really hate that horror doesn't get the respect it's due, because this movie's solid. No problems whatsoever. Like I said, outside of the fact that I just really wasn't that scared in it, but I'm like, it's, you know, different mediums, different type of horrors. Like, everybody's got what scares them, what doesn't, you know. And outside of that, I just think this movie sets up a pretty great timeline in the Omen franchise. It's pretty good. No complaints from me. Now, coming in at number 5 is a movie I actually just reviewed, so I'm not going to talk about it that much. Is Boy Kills World. Watch the review. I go into heavy detail. That movie is awesome. But yeah, just really quickly, that movie is just great. It's a great time. It's basically like if they made a video game movie with levels, bosses, and everything like that. You've got great gadgets, tools, great acting by Bill Skarsgård. Nothing wrong with this movie. Everything to love and more. Action movies, just like horror movies, are just banging this year. I have not seen a bad one in either genre this year. Yeah. Coming in at number 4 is a movie that I really, really think is so special, and that is Abigail. Abigail is the little vampire movie that took the world by surprise, because I remember when they announced the trailer, everybody was like, Abigail, what's this? But yeah, ballerina vampire on steroids. You got Dan Stevens, you got Melissa Barrera, you got the team from Ready or Not. Like, how you gonna get anything wrong from that? And so, you know, even though I wish the kills were a little bit cooler up in this movie, a little bit more inventive, I still think that everything's good from like a little dark comedy premise, the action, the set piece, because I love the area that it takes place in, this little gothic house. Every single character is unique and has their own vibe about them. Like, I feel like I could have gotten like a 30-minute preview of every single character's backstory and still been so invested in this movie. I've never been so invested in a group of characters. It's like watching the A-Team mixed with the Guardians of the Galaxy, mixed with Suicide Squad, taking on a ballerina vampire. What's not to love? Coming at number 3 for me is a movie that was actually my number 2 until the other 2 films ahead of it released, is Monkey Man. So, Monkey Man is Dev Patel's directorial debut, and it's awesome. I'm like, as you would expect, I'm like, this man don't do no wrong to the screen. He's always been that type of actor that whenever you see him, it's going to be a good film, like something like Green Knight, for example. But in this movie, he gives all his love, care, and passion to, and he also stars in it. And you just get a wild action ride. I think this is definitely going to be one of those cult classic type films. I'm glad that Monkey Paw Productions supported it with Jordan Peele. And I'm so glad that this didn't go to Netflix, because apparently Netflix wasn't going to put it out. And this movie is definitely something you should keep on your radar. Coming in at number 2 is a little movie you might have heard of, Civil War. I'm telling you right now, it's crazy to even say that that's number 2, because I'm still going back and forth between what's number 1 and number 2. So Civil War and the other film, which you probably have already realized what it is. But Civil War is just awesome. It's one of my favorite road trip films now at this point, just based on soundtrack and set pieces alone. And what I mean by set pieces is that I just love how every single time they make a stop, something major happens, whether that be, the infamous scene with Jesse Plemons, what kind of American are you? Or the scene that I really love and enjoy is the guy sniping at the house with the other snipers. And they're just fighting just to survive because some guy started shooting at them, And it's just one of those type of films where you don't get that every single day. It doesn't feel rushed. It feels like it has time, care, and love. It's not really trying to say much, really, which I do love, because so many people's main, goal whenever they went and watched this movie was to, what's Saturday picking? Like, I love that it's, like, everything about this film is about the war photographers, and everything about this film is just so special. You have a beautiful scene where there's a bunch of fire in the woods, and I'm just like, man, this cinematography, this score, everything about this movie is on point. It's a 10 out of 10. It is awesome. You guys should go watch it. That's right. Coming in at number 1. Might have a little bit of recency bias here. I do want to watch Civil War and this film again just to double check. But I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Fuck my channel. Challengers is my number 1 for this month of April. Ironically, going into April, I kind of already figured that Civil War or Challengers would be my number 1, just based on the director's previous work. And always, that's why I love doing rank videos like this, because I love seeing how my opinions change. So, for example, I remember going in, I thought Boy Kills World was just going to be kind of trash. And I think it was my number 5, And like Abigail, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, it's going to be like my number 3. Oh, it's Monkey Man. Like, I love doing my little early predictions in my head of what I think going into it, and then being totally surprised. And so, I kind of thought, because of action, stuff like that I would like Civil War more, but here we are. Challenger stars Zendaya and Mike Faust? I can't even say their names. And I think Joshua O'Connor. And it's like this, it's almost like this love triangle, but it's not really the love triangle, because there's damn near no love in this movie. But it's just so surreal just to see everything that happens in this movie, from twists to turns to the fucking soundtrack being like Tron and Cyberpunk. Oh my god, I'm in love with the sound. I'm still listening to it. Like, it's so banging. And I love like little special things. I heard my audience members gasp when they actually have a tennis ball. Like I said, I don't know if it's like CGI or GoPro. I don't give a fuck though. It was awesome. And they're like, ooh, dude, I'm loving that shit. Eating it up, dude. I love like the cool, it's like, let's do like the POVs, like of them like running this and that. And I love everything about this movie. Like, this movie is a great sports film. It's not really a great message because I'm just saying, it's what it is. Like, Zendaya's a villain, and I love her in this role. And my girl she coming for them Oscars, bro. Like, there's so many scenes in this movie that you can just pick out, and just sit there and think, wow, like, they took time, they worked with this. Like, this is just so good. There's so many nuances, so many metaphors, and just so many things that they set up in the early. Like, I feel like if you go back and watch this film knowing stuff that happens in the third act, that you'll view it differently. And with that, yeah, that is my all the movies I watched in April. I'm very ready for May. Next week we have Fall Guy come out and Tarot, and so we will start the next films. I'm very excited for end of the month, really, in particular, because I know that Furiosa comes out. And so just early predictions, just telling you, I feel like that's going to be my number one. But I could be wrong, though. Could be wrong. Could be Fall Guy. We don't know. I could watch my number one next week. We don't know. But yeah, comment down below. Let me guys, or not let me guys, comment down below and let me know what your favorite films of April was. Like, did you love Civil War over Abigail? Did you even go see Abigail in Civil War? If you only saw 2 movies, what's the 2 movies that you saw? And should I watch them if I haven't seen them? Just comment down below. Let me know. I'm trying to get some more engagement. I'm trying to get to 100 subs too. So if you watch this video and you haven't subscribed, please like, subscribe for more. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.